What is going on, you guys? So it has been it's been a year and a month since I bought Venom 2.0, I guess you could call it, and we currently have 17,122 miles. So within about a year, I put about 17,000 miles on the car. So I drive it pretty often. Now I'm just going to be giving a little review of basically owning this car for a year and what it's been like driving around with a 2018-2019 Mustang for a year. Now, first off, this car is absolutely fantastic. The engine is really strong. It's really healthy. I mean, 17,000 miles, and I beat the hell out of this car. I can't complain about that. Now, the car itself, I mean, more mods are coming out for it, so it's getting a lot more customizable compared to the 2015 and 2017 platform, which is really nice. So I do enjoy the fact of that. Oh, speed bump. The first thing is, when I first got the car, I was absolutely in love with it. It was, as I should be, you know. It was a brand new car. Everything is fantastic on it. It ran smooth. It ran great. Couldn't complain. After about 4,000 miles of putting it on the car, I had already installed my Barton short throw shifter on it, and right around that let's just say 5,000, around 5,000 miles, that's when the shifter, or the transmission I should say, just kind of started feeling like crap. I have second gear lockout real bad now. I have to shift around 6,200 RPM if I want to get it into second gear at all. So high RPM lockout is a thing. So yeah, high RPM lockout is a thing even with the Barton short throw. So what I ended up doing is I did do a transmission fluid change on it, put in some royal purple in there. It did make it a little bit more smooth, not as smooth as I still wanted it to be, but I mean, it helped out a little bit. I'm gonna end up changing out the clutch just to fix that high RPM lockout, because, you know, when you want to get into it, or even like racing or something, and you try to slam it into second, almost at red line, and it completely locks you out, you hear that gear grind, and it is not very nice sound or a good feeling at all. So that's something that we're going to be changing in the future. As for the engine, I had the engine running beautifully. I did the first oil change after the braking period, which was at like, I think I did it at like 1,000 miles, 1,200, something like that, 2,000, I don't know, around there. And then second oil change at 5,000, then I've been doing it at 5,000 intervals since. So my next oil change now is going to be at 20,000 since I just recently did it at 15. Now, the engine, the infamous typewriter tick, engine tick for the Gen 3 Coyote, I didn't have that for about 10,000 miles. And then when I came up, I think it was like at 9,000 miles, that's when I kind of noticed it. I was like, wait a second, is that the tick? And then, yes, it was the tick that everybody was going crazy over about. So yes, my engine does now have the famous typewriter tick, as the Gen 3s are known for now. Other than that though, the engine still runs fantastically, and the car itself is just still a beast. I mean, I can't really complain about anything. I mean, I have full exhaust, I have Cook's long tube headers with an X pipe, and then the stock mufflers and the active exhaust. So I mean, the car runs great. I have a cold air intake on there. Sounds so good. And with the tune and everything, the car, it runs like as a car should, you know? It has so much power to it. It runs so smooth. It handles the power amazingly. I mean, those are the only really two complaints I had, was the transmission and the engine tick. I mean, the engine tick, I mean, I'm not really too crazy about. I'm not really worried too much about that, but I mean, it's still there, and it kind of does bother me every once in a while, so we'll figure out something for that. As for the transmission, I can't really do anything. The new gearing on this is, I actually like it a lot. With the performance package, I like it a lot. If I didn't have a performance package, I probably wouldn't prefer the longer gears, just because the 373 rear end differential, it already gives you so much more acceleration with the bigger gears. So I mean, if I didn't have the performance pack, then I'd probably want the regular MT82 transmission versus the MT82A. But yeah, the longer gears I like a lot with the performance pack. Without the performance pack, probably not. I wouldn't be a fan of it. As for electronics and interior of the car, 17,000 miles, it still smells brand new whenever I hop in here. All the electronics, all the gauges. I did have one issue with the digital dash, is that the digital dash actually turned off on me while I was driving. Completely black. Like 30 seconds later, it came back on. So like I had no idea what my speed was, no idea. Like it wasn't telling me what gear I was in. I mean, obviously I knew what gear I was in. Wouldn't tell me what gear I was in, wouldn't tell me my RPMs, nothing. So that kind of freaked me out. And then it happened the second time too. So then I was like, all right, if it happens again, I'm gonna bring it into Ford. After that, never happened again. Here I am 15,000 miles later, and it hasn't happened since. So I mean, maybe just a glitch, I don't know, new car glitch, whatever. No idea. Sync 3, absolutely amazing. I mean, you know, they come out with the updates for it, so definitely if you guys have Sync 3 or wondering about it, keep it updated at all times. It makes your life a lot easier. You don't have to worry about any kind of glitches or stuff not working with it. Now, there is also some issues going on with Sync 3. People's phones not pairing, some features not working on it at certain times, the screen not turning off when the vehicle turns off. So I mean, you do have a couple things going on with it, but overall, I love Sync 3. I love Sync 3. I love the platform on it. I think it works fantastic with Apple CarPlay and everything as well. For performance pack gauges, everything like that, everything like I said, everything is working perfect. I can't complain about any of it. It's a car. It's driving as it should. It's taking care of me as I take care of it. So I mean, I'm not complaining at all. The car is absolutely amazing. I do have an oil separator on there. Separator on there. After the first oil change, I put it on like right when I first got the vehicle. After the first oil change, it had a lot of gunk in there, so I did empty that. After the second one, it dropped down a little bit, and for the third time, it kind of leveled out. It was about a quarter of the way full, really. So it's pretty consistent with how much oil it's catching in there, so that kind of tells me exactly how much bypass is getting through there. So definitely recommend an oil separator for your vehicles, guys. It saves a lot whether you realize it or not. This exhaust I'm in love with. I can't complain about this exhaust either. This fantastic setup. So this is with the active exhaust though. So with the active exhaust, it does not sound like the normal exhaust at all. So with the standard exhaust non-active, it is a lot less forgiving than the 2015 and 2017, so you do have a little bit more roar in there, but it's still pretty quiet as, you know, for a sports vehicle. I mean, when you get on it, you get a little bit of rumble to it, but it's nothing like the active exhaust. When I put this thing in track mode, open up the valves all the way, it just rips. I'm actually driving with it in track mode right now, so once we hit the highway, I'll give you a little sneak peek to see what it sounds like basically inside of the cabin as I drive. But overall, it's still pretty quiet. I can have full-on conversation. I mean, if I'm not flooring it, then I'm good. But other than that, I can have full-on conversation, talk to people, talk on the phone, no problem, no issues, we are good. Also, I do have the back seats down, so it is going to sound a little bit louder. I mean, I'm not complaining. Who doesn't love the sound of their own Mustang for the most part? So it is going to be a little bit louder inside the cabin, though. That's the only thing. But it's not really a huge difference. If I roll down the windows, then it'll really be screaming, and you know, I feel bad downshifting next to a car as well, because then it just echoes right off of them. So for the Enginetech, I did see Stang Mode's video. I think it was at the beginning of this year or toward the end of last year. I forgot exactly when I saw it. He put in something called Ceratec. Now I saw that on Amazon, and I guess it's German manufacturer or something. He put it in and got rid of the Enginetech. I thought about trying that, but at the same time, I read some reviews on it, and it was kind of like a 50-50 kind of deal. I don't know if I want to. I'm still debating. I mean, I might do it for a video. Why not? Extra content, but we'll see, because I don't know if I actually want to go that route. I'm really trying to take care of the engine. So, I mean, it's something that I'll have to determine. I'll make it as a here. If this video gets up to like 20 likes, I'll go ahead and do it. A very low amount just to do it. That's the standard I'm setting right now. If this video gets 20 likes, then I'll go ahead and I'll get the Ceratec. I think it was like 2 bottles you're supposed to put in. And I'll go ahead and see if that actually helps the engine tick that this car makes. second, third, and fourth gear, you can hear the gears, like, you could hear the gears spinning. It is so loud. And if I don't have any music on or something, or if my windows aren't rolled down and I'm driving, it is so annoying. It sounds like something's broken inside the gearbox, basically. It just sounds like hang on. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. The engine might be too loud. I think that's let me quiet it down. No, I don't think the camera will pick it up. But basically, you can hear the gears basically spinning in there. It is so obnoxious, and it is the most annoying thing while I am driving. It is, and it's not like if it was one gear or something, then I'd be like, okay, you know, whatever. I'm not always in that gear. Damn, we're hitting the highway. Definitely rips. Oh my gosh. I put the headers on with the X-Pipe at like 2,000 miles on this car, and whenever I get on it, this thing never fails to make me smile. This is, oh my gosh, I love the exhaust on this car. I am thinking about switching out the muffler still with MagnaFlows, but it'll quiet it down but give it a nice deep, you know, controlled sound. This one is just kind of crazy everywhere. I kind of like it. We'll see in the future what I want to do with it. I definitely probably am going to switch out the mufflers on it though. But anyways, back to the gear. So second, third, and fourth gear, always making like a rolling sound. You can hear the gear spinning in there. It's so annoying. Like I said, if it was just one gear or something that I was driving with, let me lower this exhaust real quick. If it was just one gear I was driving with and it was making that sound, I'd probably just be like, you know what, screw it, it's one gear. I'm not going to be in that gear all the time. Who cares? But it's second, third, and fourth gear, and that's kind of like city driving or traffic driving in this case, and it's so annoying to always hear those gears rattling all the time. So I don't think there's a fix to it. I don't know if it's maybe because my Barton Hybrid 3 is trans-mounted, so I'm getting a lot more sound. I mean, I do get vibration. That happened on my 2015. I'm not really concerned about that, but I did not have that sound in my 2015, so it could just be the transmission inside of these vehicles. I don't know. I have the exhaust right now in normal mode, and it sounds so weak, so I'm gonna go ahead and open back up to track mode because it sounds like it wants to be opened up. I love when people hop into the passing lane and then just sit there. And there's this chick. Alright, we have an open road in front of us right now, and this chick is braking with nobody around her. This makes no sense. I'd probably say Florida or like LA is some of the worst places to drive. And I've driven in LA, and people cannot drive there for the life of them. But it's the same thing in Florida, so I don't know what's worse because LA just has more traffic, and I don't know if I can put up with this. To sum it up, for the most part, owning a 2019 Mustang for 1 year, it has been great. I can't really complain. I'll be honest with you, I do miss one thing I would probably have to change about a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you have any comments, concerns, questions, any suggestions you want me to do a video on, let me know. Feel free to drop a comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Feel free to like and subscribe, and thank you.